Just Max Logano.
Well, a happy Friday night again across southwest Louisiana, where thankfully we don't have a lot of rain in the region right now, at least compared to this afternoon. And temperatures are actually fairly comfortable. Now, it is definitely still very humid outside. Of course, that's not a surprise with the rain we had, but hey, at least these temperatures are into the mid-70s right now, including 75 in Oakdale and Chenault, to 77 Lake Charles. 82 is the warmest location over in Cameron, but again, these numbers could certainly be a lot warmer for this time of year. There's the shower and thunderstorm activity that we saw today and during the even early part of the evening hours. Most of it, though, has either come to an end or moved out of our viewing area. The exception to that, though, as we discussed before, are a few of these showers that have redeveloped in the Gulf of Mexico and have approached parts of the Cameron coastline, particularly near Sabine Pass right now. And I think we'll see more of this happen tonight. As we head into the overnight hours, we'll see additional shower activity develop into the Gulf, and some of that could move into Cameron Parish, but for the rest of us, I think we have a nice break in our rain chances, at least throughout tonight. So let's take a look at Beachcast, and overall it has that same idea where most of any rain I think is confined to the coastline with just a lot of general cloudiness around for the rest of southwest Louisiana. So now that's going to bring us to tomorrow morning and tomorrow for Saturday. Overall, I think we're going to have a pretty similar scenario play out to what we saw happen today. So during the morning hours, we could see more of that rainfall develop in the Gulf of Mexico and move into Cameron Parish, or even maybe as far north as I-10. That's what happened this morning, and it would not be shocked to see some of this rain a little farther north than what this model here shows. And throughout the rest of the day, I think a general scattering of showers and thunderstorms still appears likely. Now, it's worth noting that this model here, this is the latest run, it's actually backed off a little bit on the coverage of rain, which I hope that happens, because if so, that would give us even more breaks and opportunities to head outside. With that being said, though, we'll still have plenty of moisture around. It wouldn't be a shock to see more of a coverage of rain than what this model here shows. Even still, I don't think it's going to rain all day, but you'll definitely want to keep that umbrella handy at least throughout the afternoon hours and maybe even the early evening. Like we saw today, though, I think as we head into tomorrow evening, most of the rain should begin to gradually diminish. So speaking of tomorrow evening, it is the first McNeese home game of the season, taking on Southern University. 7 o'clock is kickoff tomorrow. And I think you'll still want to keep that umbrella handy if you're tailgating, or at least throughout the first half of the game, there still could be some scattered showers around. I do think, though, that coverage breaks up by halftime and heading into the second half. Unfortunately, though, overall rain chances remain in play at least throughout the upcoming Labor Day weekend. This general low-pressure system still remains close enough where I think at least a scattering of showers and thunderstorms appears likely, though, again, it's not going to rain all day, every day. That's a bit of good news right there. Let's also take a quick look at the tropics, and I talked about that low-pressure system for that reason that it's here. The National Hurricane Center has outlined that area just to our south for a very slight chance of possible development. Even still, if anything were to come of that, it would basically just mean more rain for us and no real big impacts. The other thing we're keeping an eye on are a couple of these waves in the Atlantic. One in the central Atlantic bears watching, as it's likely to move into the Caribbean by next week. Of course, anything that does this time of year is something we'll continue to watch closely, but it's still very far away from the Gulf or the United States, so of course it's nothing to worry about right now. Instead, you'll definitely want to keep that umbrella or rain gear handy tomorrow afternoon, likely Sunday as well. At least it's not going to rain all day, Cynthia, and maybe with any luck, it gets out in time for the McNeese game tomorrow.
All right, keep our fingers crossed. Thanks, Max. Coming up next, Stone